Hello, this is AKM Shajidur Rahman, student of PhD in management. My research proposal, I would like to say something. Here, the main theme is the sustainable performance in the fashion industry. This is my slide I mentioned here one by one. In slide 2, industry context, the critical paradox. Here, I want to say the fashion industry presents us with a fundamental paradox. On the other hand, it's an economic powerhouse valued at over 1.5 trillion, employing millions worldwide and driving significant economic growth in many developing nations. On the other hand, it is one of the world's most polluting industries, responsible for approximately 10% of global carbon emissions, massive water consumption, and persistent social challenges in a supply chain. In slide 3 here, problem and statement. The green gap between the institutional pressures for sustainability and actual sustainable performance lies what scholars all call the green gap. This is the disconnect between what stakeholders demand and what companies claim to do through marketing and what they actually achieve. For example, a fashion brand might launch a sustainable collection while maintaining unsustainable practices in 90% of its operations. Why this slide matters? You are moving from context to specific problem. The green gap concept provides a precise lens through which to examine the industry's challenges. It frames your research and addressing a specific documented problem rather than a general issue. Example to mention, consider first fashion brand Boohoo, which faced significant backlash when its sustainability claims contradicted its actual practices, or Patagonia, which successfully aligns its marketing which substantive environmental action. This represent opposition sides of the green gap spectrum. And here the mentionable fact is that the slide 4, the research gap in existing literature. Current scholarship has extensively studied institutional pressures in isolation, documented various marketing strategies separately, and measured sustainable performance independently. However, we lack integrated understanding of how these elements connect. Especially, marketing strategy remains a theoretical black box. We know its existence between pressure and performance, but we don't understand how it transforms one into the other. The demonstrator your literature awareness and independence defines a genuine gap. You are showing that you have done your homework and found where current research falls short. This justification is crucial for a PhD proposal. Examples to mention. Studies like those by Nikki Maki 2020 Excellent C documented environmental impacts, while Lyon and Montogemi 2015 analyzed greenwashing and Eccles etc. Measure sustainability performance, but we lack studies that connect these through the specific mechanism of making marketing strategy. And slide 5, research aim and conceptual focus. My research aim is to open that black box. Especially, I am to develop an integrative conceptual framework that positions marketing strategy as the central meditating mechanism between institutional pressures and sustainable performance. That marketing strategy isn't just a response to pressure or a driver of performance. It's the crucial translator between them. Now, next slide 7. 6. In the sixth slide and seventh slide, we are unification of methodology, rigorous systematic review. To achieve this aim, I will employ a semantic literature review methodology. Unlike traditional narrative reviews, SLR follows a strict, transparent protocol that minimizes bias and ensures reproducibility. I will adhere to the PRISMA 2020 guidelines, which represents the gold standard for reporting systematic reviews. And here, number 8, scope and eligibility. Scope and eligibility criteria. My review will focus especially on the ready-made garment sector from 2010 to 2023. I am including only peer-reviewed journal articles in English and addresses at least two of my three core constructs. I am excluding grey literature, consumer-only studies, and purely technical papers. Why this slide matters? Clearly, boundaries demonstrate thoughtful research design. You are showing that you have considered what to include and exclude that can justify this decision. A key skill in doctoral research. Example or to mention. So, while I will include a study examining how regulatory pressures influence H&M marketing communication, I will exclude a technical paper on textile dyeing chemistry unless it explicitly connect to marketing strategy. Number 9, search strategy and selection process. Actually, I will search the three major databases using carefully constructed Boolean strings. Searching, screening of titles and abstract, eligibility assessment of full text, and final inclusion decision. Crucially, two independent reviewers will conduct screening to minimize bias. Why this slide matters? The demonstrator operational rigor. You are not just saying you will do a systematic review. You are showing exactly how, with sufficient detail that committee members can